It's been a long day. You're tired. You don't want to go on. You don't know what to do. But then you theorize it. To achieve your goals, you have to be willing to work, even when you don't feel like it. To get out of a corporate job, you must continue to work that corporate job until your thing you do on the side provides enough income or has gained enough traction to justify quitting your job. Now, maybe you're making a medium amount of income from it, and you're like, if I go and do this more full time, I can't really afford the life I live right now. I can't feed my family and stuff. So maybe you're like, okay, what if I look around and I get a part-time job? So I spend, let's say, 3 days a week working 10-hour shifts at about $10, $300 a week, $1,200 a month. So 24 grand a year. And maybe your business provides 80 or 90,000. Like, okay, that's doing pretty good. Yeah. And so growth is exponential if you apply yourself, if you use your skills, your mind, think about what you're doing. Growth is exponential. Like, every single person you see has become rich by doing something. Now, there is a certain level of luck. But if you're looking, eventually that luck will come to you. Eventually you'll find it. You won't find it by sitting around and saying, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Why am I not achieving my goals? To be truthful, you haven't tried to achieve them, so how can you expect to achieve them when you're not putting work in? Now, even if you are putting the work in, you might not be getting results. And you might be like, I've put 18-hour days every day now for the past 3 years, and my business still hasn't succeeded. I'll be like, wow. Maybe you need to rethink your business. Maybe it's not viable. Maybe there's other things that are more viable than this. So try everything for a little bit and see what works. See what works. Don't. Now, you can work on one big project for a while, and that's probably a pretty good idea too. But I mean, maybe it succeeds, maybe it doesn't. But eventually, you're going to have the skills and knowledge needed to succeed in what you're doing. You will get those one day. Like, think about who the greatest, most successful YouTubers are. The single most successful YouTuber has been Mr. Beast. Like, his ability to retain his audience attention is remarkable. And he has been growing what he does, and so he's pretty smart. Like, think about this. He's been on YouTube for a long time. It's only, like, within the last, I think, 4 years that his popularity, he was going along like this, and boop, and then crash, he got a viral video, boop, another one, crash, boop, goes up. And so you look at those peaks and they're on an upward trend, meaning he's on an upward path of success. And that's what your success should be. You'll have success, then you have that period where you're not succeeding, but you're working towards something, and then boop, success, working, boop, success, boop, 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 and you keep getting higher, 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 and then you got a J curve where you got the exponential factor kicking into place. And so now you're like, wow, I went from pulling $110 a month to $100 to $200 to $400 to $700 to $1,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 to $50,000 to $100,000. And then maybe you're like, wow, and you grow it. And one day you're there, you're making $1 million a month, and you're like, look at that, look at what I've done, look at what I've achieved. So few people have achieved it. But to be successful, you have to be willing to put in the effort required to achieve success. You gotta be the guy who's not working 8-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts. You gotta be willing to do 18-hour shifts. 18-hour shifts to achieve success in your field. You got to. And so maybe you're like, well, I don't want a business. Achieving goals is applicable to every thing in life. That's how you succeed and get anywhere. Achieving goals and work, putting in work. That's how you get anything you want. But we've kind of been fed this lie that if you work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, making, I don't know, however much you make. I think average wage here in the U.S. is around, give or take, 50,000. So let's say you make 60,000. It's $5,000 a month. After taxes, maybe it's like $4,000. That's a pretty good wage. And you're like, but you can do better. You can do better. Like, you can climb the corporate ladder and become successful. Like, you're not stuck in that $60,000 a year job. Like, you can go and, like, you can climb the ladder. Then you're like, wow, I'm in 10 years, I went from 60,000 a year to 120,000. Think about how much more luxuries you could afford in your life. Maybe you have a bigger house, maybe your wife doesn't work. That's good. That's fun. A lot of people want that. But they think it's possible just from doing what is the bare minimum expected. In America, the bare minimum expected to you is that you show up to work. You hate work. You don't like it. And you work 40 hours a week doing that. And you spend half of your life doing that. And maybe you retire and you feel scammed because you didn't save any money. And you're like, look at this system. It's so evil. You didn't save. You didn't prepare for your future. What did you expect to happen? Not preparing for the future is preparing to fail. So you gotta plan ahead, think your life, think about what you want, set goals, achieve them, boom. you finally achieve your dreams, and everybody will stop looking down upon you. Make good choices. I'll see you again one day. Have a beautiful, spectacular, amazingly pleasant rest of your life.